What's up with it? What it do? What we gonna talk about today, what we gonna try to touch bases on today is why I guess it's important to have an OG or role model or a big brother in your life, right? It's real important. Some of us grew up and when we grew up in places that it was rough. And when we grew up places that was rough, it was very imperative to have people of like nature with you, or that you could go get in time of need. When something kicked off, it was like we living in a concrete jungle, and the animals that act alike kind of hang together. You know what I'm saying? And when problems go down, so that we protect whatever land that's ours or whatever property that's ours, we stick together. You know what I'm saying? Whatever name or place or whatever situation that we conquered, we planned on conquering it to keep it. And so, if anything was trying to jeopardize that or wanted to test, whether we should have whatever was ours or we felt as ours, we defended it, and we defended it at all costs, right? Now, when you do things of that nature and you live in a certain kind of lifestyle, and it kind of gets one-sided or one track. It's like you go get help when you're in need for defense. You feel what I'm saying? But life is a sport, right? And defense definitely wins Super Bowls, but if you don't get no points on the board, life end like a stalemate. You know what I'm saying? Neither team score. You or the opposite people that's like you, right? Everything ends in a draw, or everything ends in a stalemate. So it's very important as well to get points on the board, just as well as it is to defend from getting scored on, right? Now, we had people that we could go get in time of need when things was dangerous and things was rough and tough and hard as leather. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's kind of what everything, every song, every movie, everything seems like to defend that kind of way of thinking. But what's just as important, if not maybe in the times we living in more important, is to have people of same like-mindedness that can help us get some points on the board. The importance of having like an OG or role model, or I say like a big brother, is probably as equivalent to being able to have the answers to a test. And some people might study to get the answers, and then some people might just be given the answers by those who study. Either or, right? It's the right answer. And it's important to have the right answers in life, because the wrong answers jeopardize and the lack of our success. We lose our freedom. You know what I mean? We lose our money. We lose space and time. Having somebody that you could call on, you know what I'm saying, if something was to harm you, is important. But having somebody to call to show us how the proper way to, I guess, get a job or make a good decision with rearing our children, or having somebody to talk to when your girl tripping, so you don't just leave every time a situation get messed up. You know what I'm saying? For lack of not knowing. It's super duper important to have somebody that's from where you from, or think how you think or move like you move that could give you the answers on making positive adjustments in your life. And so, like, that's what I see as one of the main problems, that we live in the times that we live in. We don't have people that we can go to and we can lean on that can give us that positive that's not a square, that's not going to jeopardize our reputation or whoever we trying to be or whatever we trying to become. But at the same time, you got to notice these people that, that we look at as successful, that come from the places where we come from these corners and crack and crevices up in the wall, right? They don't just always make negative decisions negative. They take a negative and turn it to a positive. So it's kind of important to try to figure out how they did it. And instead of trying to figure things out, because a lot of time figuring things out wastes time. Like you while you sitting there trying to figure out, you could have just went and said, Shawty tripping, man. She keep jumping in my face. I'm not used to people jumping in my face and hollering at me. What you think I should do? Or I'm thinking about getting a job, but these dudes, man, I be with, they find it funny. You know what I'm saying? They want to hang out in the street, man. Does that change who I am? I mean, these things might seem like questions that we know from a distance, but when you when you caught up in these little things, these little questions, these little ideologies in real time, they not little, because it play a part in our future, the things that we do today. So what I would stress to anybody that, that want to get some good advice and use it in real time and take something that's a jewel and use it as jewelry, right? Find you somebody that you could depend on to give you positive feedback. The same way we found people in our life to give us the feedback or the action or the energy we needed when things was rough and tough and when you ready for it to go down. Because I think it's a time now in our life, man, in the history and in the time we living in, that we want things to go down more positive. So we need the OGs, we need the role models, we need the big brothers, we need the sisters, we need the older people that have been validated to, of a certain stamp, to step up and play their position. And we need the younger people, to be mature enough to kind of recognize that this is what they need and reach out. It's time for us to start building. You know what I mean? World War Polo Entertainment Group, we out here.